In the middle of Tampa Bay, there's a place locals have nicknamed Beer Can Island. And now, you can own a piece of paradise for yourself.
Beer Can Island has been a party spot for boaters in the Tampa Bay area literally for decades, dating back to the 1950s.
I've talked to people that said they've been coming here for 7 generations. Their great grandparents were coming here.
Everyone assumed that it was public land, and unfortunately a lot of people trashed the place and left behind a lot of beer cans, hence the name Beer Can Island.
Paradise Island Pine Key, mostly known as Beer Can Island, was created in the 1940s as a result of dredging, the depositing of sand and other materials from construction sites. MacDill Air Force Base is about 2 miles away. Russell Loomis, Clay Weaver, and another business partner decided to buy Beer Can Island after getting pushback for a floating tiki bar they were building. The partners knew they needed their own waterfront property to make it happen, so why not an entire private island?
When we bought the island, I had no idea what we were getting into.
I think me and Russ had only been to the island once prior to purchasing the island. So I don't think we actually understood what we purchased. And after we docked up to the island, I ended up living on the island for 100 days straight. I grew out this massive beard.
Boaters docked at Beer Can Island, not knowing it was privately owned or that someone was living there.
During the day, you're meeting really cool people and getting to know them, and then, partying with them all day, and all of a sudden sunset comes and you're on a deserted island. Like, everyone leaves you. You're walking around a little like buzzed or curious on what just happened, and I almost felt like I was squatting on the island or like homeless a little bit, because at the end of the night I was living in a tent, and I'd lay there. And
then the hard work started, turning Beer Can Island into a family-friendly destination.
We did our best to clean the place up and literally hauled hundreds of bags of trash off the island. Everything from umbrellas to coolers, grills, canopies. There was all sorts of trash out there.
A giant slide was brought in, as well as lounge chairs and tiki bars. Visitors paid a membership fee to access the island and use its amenities.
I've had a lot of parents reach out to me throughout the years and said I would have never brought my kids here and that kind of stuff prior to us buying it. So I think that we've done a pretty good job cleaning up the island and really making it a family-friendly destination for everybody.
Let's take it out to the bay, cause it ain't far away. And Beer Can Island just been calling my name.
Production companies made use of the location for movies and commercials, and Beer Can Island found itself mentioned in a few music videos.
So anchor up and fill your cup on Beer Can Island. Ain't that right?
Category 4 storm Hurricane Idalia bore down on Beer Can Island in 2023.
We got hit with a 7-foot surge. So literally if I was standing on the beach, the water would be over my head, and I'm 6'7".
The island reopened to the public after a few weeks, but the owners say it never got back to top condition. The partners decided to sell. Loomis and Weaver both say they're ready to move on to the next chapter in their lives.
Working on the island it's been a blast. It's been super fun, but the logistics sometimes can be a little taxing.
I think it's been a great adventure. I've really enjoyed it and loved it, and I think, it's time essentially for me to kind of move on and, maybe find a wife. I don't know.
There is a potential new owner who is drumming up interest and money by offering part ownership in Beer Can Island for just $1,000 per share.
I like how he's kind of bringing the community together, and I think that this has always been a kind of a community destination for the Tampa Bay region.
And then you give the community voting rights and a say as to what the future of the island looks like. So for me personally, I think that's a great idea.
Though Weaver and Loomis no longer want to be a part of the island's day-to-day operations, they know what they don't want for Beer Can's future.
I'd hate to see it fall into the wrong hands and be developed into some high-rise hotel. Florida needs, or this area specifically needs, that open space and that rustic feel.
So far, over 600 people have pledged $1,000 to own a part of the infamous Beer Can Island. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm TC Newman.